What's up, guys? My name is Xander Bennett, and if you did not watch the channel update for Rare Candy, I am going to be alongside of Eric Smith making content. So today, I'm going to be talking about one of the decks that I did in the Forbidden Light testing grounds that I recorded with my friend Nick Brassel, and that is Naganadel Buzzwole, or Naganadel. I've heard a bunch of different pronunciations for it, so forgive me for whichever one I say, but I think this deck is a big powerhouse and something really cool to come out of the next set. I've been working on many different lists for it, so let's talk about the one that I used for testing grounds. Start off with a 4-3 Naganadel GX line. It is a 210 HP Psychic type Pokemon. The first attack does 20 times the number of Ultra Beasts that you have in play, and they all have the little red line that distinguishes Ultra Beast on it. So as proven, Riotous Beating has been a really powerful attack recently. Zoroark has just been dominating every tournament in both formats. So I think that Naganadel has a really strong light share on it. It also has just a good number of HP, 210. It's enough to take hits for most things, so you're not going to be dying in one shot. So you can kind of dish back and forth the two-shot war really well. Just for the record, the other attacks, the second one is Psychic DCE for 110 damage, and you are not affected. This damage is not affected by resistance. And then the GX attack is really cool. For 3 colorless, each player shuffles their prizes into their deck and then draws as many, and then puts 3 cards as their prizes. So if your opponent gets ahead really early, you can use it to catch back up, or if they have 1 prize left, you can put it back at 3. The GX attack is really cool, but that's not the one that we're going to be looking forward to using the most. So up next, we have 3 Buzzwole GX. I believe that Buzzwole is going to be the best partner for Naganadel. Buzzwole is an Ultra Beast, so we do get the benefit of adding damage from Naganedel's first attack. Jet Punch, just 30 and 30. Really good at taking out low HP basics, gives this deck a little bit of a front foot. And then both Knuckle Impact and Absorption GX are really good at just clearing out prizes in the endgame, especially with support from Choice Band, Strong Energy, and Beast Energy, which we'll get to later. But this is the thing that we're looking forward to putting our Beast Rings onto, just powering it up really quickly in one turn with putting energies on it and attachments. It's just a really strong card that we get to abuse even more with more of the Ultra Beast cards. 2 Kartana GX. I apparently only own 1, so the one underneath is a proxy, but mainly in here just for the ability Slice Off. Whenever you bench it, you can discard a special energy attached to one of your opponent's Pokemon. This is really good with such a Zoroark-dominated metagame, just being able to discard double colorless energy whenever you need to. The other attacks are usable with the 1 copy of Beast Energy, but I don't really think that's going to come up all too often, so I'm going to run right past it. 1 Dawnwing's Necrozma GX. This card's exclusively in there for the ability, as long as being an Ultra Beast. It has the same ability that Keldeo EX has. If it's on your bench, you may make it your active Pokemon. So with Floatstone, we kind of have a really easy way to switch out of all of our attackers, go back and forth between Naganadel and Buzzwole, just depending on whatever we want to use in that situation. We also have one of the baby Buzzwole, 130 HP fighting Pokemon. It does 30 damage with its first attack for 1 fighting, but if your opponent has exactly 4 prizes left, you do 90 more. So this is really good against Zoroark variants that normally end up taking their first knockout on GX Pokemon, so they immediately go down to 4 prizes, or on a Mew EX, you do the 30 plus 90, which knocks out a Mew EX in 1 shot. So it's just really strong at being a non-GX attacker to clear through those threats. It is also our deck's only answer to Hoopa, which I feel sad that I have to mention Quad Hoopa as a metagame thing, but if you're really worried about it, you can put in more, but I really don't think that you should be. Lastly, 2 Tapu Lele GX. They are not Ultra Beasts. That would be way too good, but Wonder Tag, being able to search your deck for any supporter card, put it into your hand. We do not run any extra draw power, so Tapu Lele is it, but we have a very high count of supporters and other cards to get Ultra Beasts out of our deck so that we are not too worried about setting up. Starting off with our draw supporters, we have 4 Professor Sycamore, 3 Cynthia, and then going to put the not shiny N on top so we don't have too much glare, 3 N. It's 10 draw supporters, so with 2 Tapu Leles and 4 Ultra Balls, you have plenty of outs to get there, and it's just pretty consistent. No secondary draw means that you might end up on an awkward hand once in a blue moon, but you do have enough outs to be able to consistently hit supporters. And then lastly, for Guzma, the only non-draw supporter in the deck. Acerola would be good, but just a little bit of a space issue. I might try and find a room in later iterations for it. But back to Guzma. just being able to put on really early pressure onto basics with Buzzwole or finish off knockouts that you didn't take entirely with Naganadel. Just Guzma's way too good. Then we will move over to the items for Ultra Ball. Just your best turn 1 card in any deck. And then for Ultra Space, this is a Japanese scan, but the card, it searches your deck for 1 Ultra Beast card, and you put it into your hand, shuffle your deck afterward. So essentially it gets everything from Lele up in the whole deck, which is really good. It offers the same versatility that Brooklyn Hill does for Buzzwole Lycanroc. Just being able to search for any Ultra Beast, not just basics, it also gets Naganadel, allows you to set up your board really quickly with a lot of GX Pokemon, because we don't really want to be Bridgeting turn 1 with this deck. We don't want to put a Lele into play unless we have to. Next card in the Ultra Beast package is Beast Ring. This card is very powerful. If your opponent has exactly 3 or 4 remaining prizes, you may search your deck for 2 basic energy and attach them to one of your Pokemon in play. If you saw the video, I explained the mishap that we did with this card on accident, but we fixed it and everything. It's 2 basic energy attached to one of your Pokemon in play. But the card is insanely good. You run 4 of them just so that you have it on the turn that your opponent has 3 or 4 prizes left. But it is how you power up Buzzwoles in the mid-game. I've seen some lists play a split of this and Elixirs to power up Buzzwole GX, but I like the full-on 4 count of Beast Ring just because if your opponent is not taking prizes to get down to 3 or 4 to activate Beast Ring, then you're probably winning. So I really like Beast Ring. Just a crazy powerful card that enables a lot of strategies, especially stuff in this deck. 3 Choice Band just does math wherever we need it to, helps Buzzwole take some knockouts, bringing the 160 up to 190, which can become 210 with a strong energy on Knuckle Impact. Just the extra damage really adds up. And then also just 3 Floatstone, just to be able to retreat out of all of our attackers, hopefully put 1 on a Dawn Wings, just so that we can have that mobility. And then lastly, 1 Rescue Stretcher. Just to get Pokemon back that we need. There isn't really anything that we care too much for, but it's just good utility to have. And then lastly, we have 7 basic fighting to search for with our Beast Rings, and also just to attack with Naganadel, because our 3 strong energies cannot be used on Naganadel because it's not a fighting type. So the strong energies are there simply just to help the Buzzwole and the other Buzzwole to do additional damage in situations that they need to. And then lastly, 1 Beast Energy. So very similar to Strong Energy. I just cut the last Strong Energy for it. It is a Prism Star that whenever it is attached to one of your Ultra Beast Pokemon, they do 30 more damage with their attacks, and it counts as a rainbow. So that's how you're able to use the 2 attacks on Kartana if you really need to do that with the Rainbow Energy off of Beast Energy. But the 30 additional damage just turns out to be really crazy with Buzzwole and Naganadel, just being able to take some pretty cheap knockouts for just an additional energy card that doesn't hurt the consistency of your deck at all. So this is the list. If you're thinking about maybe some changes, maybe Acerolas, that could be something that could help the deck out. But overall, I think this list is a great starting point. There is nothing that crazy to it. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments of this video. Make sure to check us out on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, as well as supporting our Patreon that I have very recently posted an article about Greninja GX on, which I will refer to in the other video where I talk about Gliscopod Greninja. But thank you for watching, and this is Xander Bennett signing out.